Analysts have given Kodal Minerals a 12-month price target of 1.85, reflecting a potential upside of approximately 158% from the current levels. This optimistic outlook is based on the anticipated success of its flagship bougouni lithium project and the commencement of lithium production. Kodal Minerals is a UK-based mineral exploration and development company focused primarily on lithium and gold projects in West Africa. But what sets them apart in the mining industry? Let's take a closer look in today's video. Welcome back everyone to Buy, Hold, Sell. I hope of course you are all well. It's been a while since we've covered Kodal Minerals in terms of the YouTube content creation. Took a bit of a step back, we'll not get into that. But we have been talking about Kodal Minerals pretty much every day in the Discord group. It is starting to get a lot more exciting, and is it any wonder considering the fundamentals, considering how his competitors were doing, and considering that we're ticking every box on the road to production. Today's video we're going to do a bit of an overcap of what Kodal Minerals is all about, what the last sort of 6 months has looked like, what the next 12 months looks like. We'll have a look at the share prices, and we'll talk about hopefully kind of price targets that could be realistic in the next 12 months. But before we get into it, can you please let me know down below, are we still interested in Kodal Minerals? Should we cover this in detail on the channel? And perhaps we can start doing the RNS videos and the way that we kind of ran the channel before. I'm really keen to get back to that place. So please like, subscribe, and drop those comments. Without further ado though, let's get into it. Kodal Minerals has a strategic presence in West Africa, a region rich in natural resources. Their flagship project is the Bougouni lithium project in southern Mali. The project has the potential to become one of the leading lithium producing assets globally. Lithium is actually the reason why I invested in Kodal Minerals. We identified on the channel about 4 years ago stocks that will be for the future, stocks that if you held now and bought into and followed and tracked the fundamentals come 2030 after a 10-year hold, would you be doing okay out of it? Kodal's one of them, and the reason being is that lithium is a critical component in batteries for electric vehicles and renewable energy storage. With the global shift now becoming towards green energy, EV cars, all of that, the demand for lithium is skyrocketing. Kodal Minerals is well positioned to capitalize on this growing demand. But that's not all. Kodal Minerals is also exploring gold projects in Mali and the Ivory Coast. Gold remains a valuable and sought after commodity, which gives you another layer of the onion. It gives you a bit of diversity as well, and extra potential revenue for the company. Their ongoing exploration projects aim to discover and develop high quality gold resources, contributing to the economic growth of the region and delivering value to its shareholders. Now, that's not something that I was primarily vested in. It was purely the lithium side of things, and over the last load of years Kodal Minerals has taken the right steps, slowly but surely going about getting their lithium flagship site up and running. Their exploration activities have led to significant resource estimates and positive feasibility studies, making them a promising player in the mining sector. Investors are taking note now, and the company's stock performance reflects the growing confidence in their projects, and we'll have a look at the charts later in the video. But in the last 3 months the stock is over 100% gains, so you can kind of see optimism is building. And the CEO of Kodal Minerals, his name is Bernard, and he had this to say: "Our mission at Kodal Minerals is to identify and develop high value mineral resources that can provide substantial returns to our shareholders. We're committed to operating with transparency, responsibility, and a strong focus on community engagement and environmental stewardship." Speaking of community engagement, that is part of the reason why I've invested as well in Kodal Minerals. Is they're not just about taking everything, they're actually about giving back. It is dedicated to supporting local communities. They invest in social programs, education, infrastructure development, ensuring that their operations have a positive impact in the regions they are in. That is part of how you get on the good side of the government as well and get good permits. If you come in and respect the land, respect the heritage, you will succeed in terms of getting the backing that you need for approvals. We've covered many videos on Kodal Minerals. You can go in and check them all out. All the stepping stones are there, but to sort of summarize the last 6 months, there has been significant progress on the Bougouni lithium site. First off, the funding and financials. Kodal Minerals has successfully closed a 117.75 million financing deal with Hainan Mining in November 2023. This was a huge catalyst that was essential, because Kodal Minerals, without the funding, without the financing, was never going to be able to get to this place without diluting shareholders. So it was a huge piece of news. This funding supports the development and future of the production of the bougouni lithium project, including a $100 million investment into Kodal's UK subsidiary KMUK and 17.75 million subscription for new shares. So there was a bit of dilution, but nonetheless, this is huge. This is to see us right to production. The project is on track to start production in the fourth quarter of 2024. The bougouni stage 1 dense media separation circuit is fully financed, and all the necessary permits, including the environmental and social permits, have all been secured. The community development plan was recently approved by Mali's Environment Ministry, and that's what I'm saying. If you treat and respect the heritage and do good for the land and the people around, it's going to make people a lot easier to sign off things. They're going to want you. There's not going to be enough pushback. If you're just coming in, ripping up all the land and, you know, treating your workers poorly, word gets about, government could easily not sign off on these things. This is a bit of a wild west out there. You have to understand that they don't have quite the same regulations that we would be accustomed to in the UK. So these are the types of things that you do out of respect. Contracts have been signed for the supply of crushing circuits and the DMS modules with suppliers in China, with long lead-in times expected to arrive on site to maintain the production schedule. A mining contractor consortium has been mobilized, and the site clearing and civil engineering works have commenced. You can see this from the social media post. There's been plenty of coverage of Kodal Minerals, and you can see the progress. You can see that the dirt road has now been put in, and it is right up to the pit. There is a clear plan of where Kodal Minerals is going to be, and as a quantity surveyor who is in construction, I can assure you it looks to be that all the foundations have been laid. This is going to be hopefully a clear now path right up to Q4 2024. I'm still allowing for delay. I'm not worried about delay. It happens on near enough every construction project. So don't be disheartened if somehow 2024 was to be pushed. But if any company is going to succeed in hitting their milestones, it's likely to be Bernard and Kodal Minerals, because they have a great track record of delivering on what they're going to say. The slow and steady approach seems to be working very well for Kodal Minerals. The project includes plans for a two-stage development strategy, starting with the processing of the ore from the deposit using the DMS plant, followed by processing the ore from the deposits through a flotation plant. This modular approach aims to maximize spodumene recovery and ensure efficient processing. This is something that we've seen in other competitors. This is perhaps a huge sticking point. They seem to be doing it almost the tried and tested way. This, in theory, shouldn't cause too many issues, and this should be a well tried and tested way of doing and delivering on their mineral exploration. So a lot of progress has been made, and the share price has reacted really positively to all of this. As you can see, if you look at from the lows, which was the 19th of February, right up until the highs of this week, up 150%. Our buy symbol came in on here on the 11th of March after having bounced off the 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is huge support. The last time Kodal Minerals really were below that was January 2021, which was before the huge big crazy run up. Once we then fell into this channel, we went downwards, but once we broke out, by George did we break out, it exploded. We haven't seen those highs since April 23. Fast forward about a year and we're starting to make similar types patterns. This was a huge candlestick that came in, and I am excited to see that this will tick on. I have been topping up, and I have told the group in the Discord that I have been topping up. Kodal Minerals remains a significant, not a full position yet, but a significant position for me. And if we look here, RSI, MACD showing plenty of potential to push on. There's no real reason that I can see, unless news comes out, that Kodal Minerals will stop this nice, slow and steady rise further up. And there's plenty to look forward to over the next 12 months. We're planning to go into production in Q4 2024, which means we're about 6 months away from that date. I, having been in other miners, fully expect the stock to start to rise and get more and more excited as we get closer to that date. Bear in mind, we have a lot of permits, we have a lot of funding already secured. There's really no huge obstacle. Easier said than done, but there's really no huge obstacle between now and the next 6 months that I can foresee that could fall apart from just real bad luck with the project, just not maybe suppliers letting down, contractors letting you down, bad weather, you know, those sort of acts of God. That aside, war and all, those things aside, it looks to be a clear path now. The company's financial outlook is also strong, with the bougouni project expected to yield significant free cash flow. Analysts project a potential 60% free cash flow yield in the first full year of operation. and the project is forecasted to be fully funded for its initial development phase with a 118 million financing package, as we discussed already, from Hainan Mining. As we said at the start of this video, analysts are starting to really get excited, and they've given them 158% from these current levels, a value of 1.85. And to me, 1.85 over the next 12 months would be phenomenal, considering the next 6 months we're not even going to be producing. That's incredible gains. And Hainan Mining isn't just about funding, they want a lot more out of this here. It's all about the partnership that they are building together. The collaboration aims to bring the bougouni project into production efficiently and to explore further expansion opportunities with Kodal's portfolio. If you look at the site, and again, we will get into these in other videos, it's huge. There is plenty of potential for this thing to grow, not only for 5, 10, 15 years. This could be a kind of stock that you could hold long for a very long time. You can see plenty of progress on their social medias. You should join their social medias and check it out. They're always kind of updating with news and progress. I appreciate that is a very high level overview, but hopefully now you can kind of see what Kodal Minerals is about. You can get an idea of why there's people are starting to get excited. It looks like it's a clear path now, and shareholders and investors, these developments represent a pivotal phase in the Kodal's growth trajectory. I'm excited to see where it goes. We will start covering Kodal Minerals in more detail again in the channel. Please comment down below if that's something that you wish that I did. We always talk about it in the Discord. Feel free to join the Discord, and I will see you all in the next video.